In a world that never stops moving, silence has become one of the rarest things we can experience. Yet, it's in this silence that we find the most profound truths about ourselves. The ancient Stoics understood this well, that inner peace is not found in external achievements, but in the stillness of the mind. Today, we're going to dive deep into how you can cultivate mindfulness and embrace silence to experience true inner peace. But before we start, remember that this journey is something we're walking together. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to help our journey grow. Let's spread this message of peace and growth. Number 1, the power of silence in Stoicism. Silence is more than just the absence of sound. It's the space where wisdom can emerge. For the Stoics, silence was a way to reflect on one's life, actions, and thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, often retreated into silence to examine his mind. He believed that in quiet reflection, we can see what truly matters. In our modern lives, we're bombarded with distractions that drown out this essential silence. The noise of social media, news, and constant communication can cloud our ability to think clearly. Stoicism teaches us that we need to step back from this noise to hear our inner voice. By practicing silence daily, even if it's just for a few minutes, we allow ourselves to process thoughts and emotions that otherwise get buried. It's during these moments that clarity arises, helping us make decisions rooted in wisdom rather than impulse. To make silence a part of your routine, try setting aside specific moments each day for stillness. Use this time to reflect on your actions and thoughts, asking yourself if they align with your values. Number 2, mindfulness and presence in Stoic practice. Mindfulness, at its core, is about being fully present in the moment, something the Stoics emphasize constantly. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman," meaning focus on the task at hand without being distracted by the past or future. Mindfulness brings us back to the present moment. It helps us avoid being swept away by worries of the future or regrets from the past. The Stoics practiced mindfulness by recognizing that the present is the only thing we can truly control. For example, imagine you're in a stressful situation at work. Instead of letting your mind wander into what could go wrong, focus entirely on what's happening now. What can you do in this moment to bring peace? This is Stoic mindfulness in action. To cultivate mindfulness, start with your breath. Focus on each inhale and exhale, bringing your attention back whenever it strays. This practice, combined with Stoic reflection, helps create a peaceful inner environment, no matter how chaotic the external world may seem. Number 3, embracing discomfort through silence. The Stoics often spoke of enduring discomfort as a path to personal growth. This is where mindfulness and silence come into play. Silence can sometimes feel uncomfortable, but it's in this discomfort that we find strength. Seneca wrote that we should consent to endure discomfort if it brings benefit. Being mindful of your discomfort, instead of avoiding it, allows you to confront it head-on. Silence forces us to face parts of ourselves we often suppress, whether it's anxiety, fear, or uncertainty. By learning to sit in silence without trying to escape it, we develop resilience. Over time, we become comfortable with discomfort, which is a key part of the Stoic journey toward inner peace. When you practice mindfulness, allow yourself to sit with these uncomfortable emotions instead of resisting them. This approach builds a mental toughness that the Stoics cherished, turning discomfort into a powerful tool for personal growth. Number 4, the role of silence in decision-making. Stoicism emphasizes making decisions based on logic and reason rather than emotions. Silence provides the space to think clearly and evaluate situations from a rational perspective. Consider how many times you've made a rushed decision because you didn't take the time to sit in silence and reflect. The Stoics believed that silence allowed the mind to settle, making space for better decision-making. When faced with a tough choice, pause and retreat into silence. Give yourself the time to weigh your options carefully. This practice allows your emotions to calm down, enabling you to think more clearly. Incorporating silence into your decision-making process helps you align your actions with your values. You'll find that, over time, your decisions become wiser and more thoughtful, leading to a more peaceful life. Number 5, the art of letting go in stillness. One of the key teachings in Stoicism is letting go of what we cannot control. Silence helps us reflect on what is within our power and what isn't. For example, in a conflict, we often hold on to anger or frustration because we want to control the outcome. But by stepping back into silence, we can recognize that we cannot control others, only our reactions. In moments of silence, remind yourself of what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your responses. Let go of everything else. This is the Stoic way. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means accepting reality as it is, without resistance. Silence helps us practice this form of acceptance, leading to inner peace and clarity. Number 6, practicing gratitude in quiet moments. The Stoics emphasize gratitude as a core practice for inner peace. In silence, we can reflect on what we're grateful for without distractions. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about gratitude in his meditations. He found peace by reminding himself of the good things in his life, even amidst hardship. In moments of silence, take time to reflect on what you have rather than what you lack. This simple shift in mindset creates a profound sense of peace. Gratitude helps us realize that even in challenging times, there are things to appreciate. It's in this realization that we find contentment, a cornerstone of inner peace in Stoicism. Number 7, the healing power of nature and silence. Nature was a vital part of Stoic practice. The Stoics believed that connecting with the natural world brought them closer to tranquility. In nature, we can experience the silence that modern life often robs us of. Epictetus, for example, encouraged his students to observe nature and learn from its rhythms. He saw the natural world as a mirror of life cycles, growth, decay, and renewal. Taking time to be silent helps us reset our minds and bodies. It's in these quiet moments that we realize the vastness of life, and our problems begin to shrink in comparison. If you're feeling overwhelmed, take a walk in nature, leave your phone behind, and embrace the silence. Let nature's stillness heal your mind, as the Stoics often did. Number 8, cultivating emotional control through silence. Stoicism is about controlling our emotions rather than letting them control us. Silence is an essential tool in developing this control. When we're constantly surrounded by noise, it's easy to let emotions take over. In silence, we can observe our emotions without judgment, allowing us to regain control. For instance, if you're feeling anger, retreat into silence instead of reacting immediately. In that quiet space, you can observe your emotion, understand its source, and respond from a place of calm instead of impulsiveness. Over time, this practice strengthens emotional resilience. The more you practice silence, the more control you gain over your emotions, leading to a more peaceful and balanced life. Number 9, the influence of silence on relationships. Silence doesn't only benefit your inner world, it also transforms your relationships. The Stoics believed that listening and patience were key to harmonious interactions with others. In moments of conflict, instead of reacting, take a step back and embrace silence. This pause allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than out of emotion. Silence can also deepen your connections with others. When we listen in silence, we're fully present for the other person. This kind of mindful attention strengthens bonds. In your next conversation, practice silence. Instead of rushing to respond, listen fully. You'll find that this simple shift creates a deeper sense of understanding and connection with others. Number 10, daily Stoic practice, integrating silence and mindfulness. To live a peaceful life, the Stoics recommend making silence and mindfulness a daily practice. Integrating moments of silence into your routine creates a consistent space for reflection and growth. Start your day with a few minutes of mindful silence, reflecting on how you want to approach the day with Stoic calmness. Marcus Aurelius often did this through morning meditations. Throughout your day, practice mindfulness. Be present in each task, whether you're working, eating, or spending time with others. This level of attention brings a sense of peace, no matter the circumstances. End your day in silence, reflecting on what went well, what you can improve, and how you maintained your inner peace. Over time, these small moments of mindfulness and silence will add up to a life of tranquility, as the Stoics intended. By practicing mindfulness and embracing silence, you can start to cultivate true inner peace, the kind that stays with you regardless of external circumstances. If you found value in today's guide, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to help our journey toward a more peaceful and meaningful life. Together, we can continue growing on this path of Stoic wisdom.